Alex had always been someone who quietly stood in the background, watching the world move around them. At school, their ideas were often ignored in class discussions, and teachers barely noticed the small projects they worked on with care. At work, they would stay late to complete tasks, making sure every detail was perfect, yet their efforts went unnoticed. It was not that Alex lacked talent; on the contrary, they had a creative mind, a sharp eye for detail, and an ability to see things others missed. But somewhere along the way, the world had taught them a harsh lesson: it didn't always recognize effort, and sometimes it even tried to belittle it. Every day, Alex faced subtle reminders that they were invisible. A colleague might take credit for an idea Alex suggested, or friends would joke about them being too quiet, too cautious, or not ambitious enough. Even small criticisms left a mark, quietly shaping the way Alex saw themselves. "Maybe I am not good enough," they would whisper to themselves during lonely nights. The doubt was not loud, but it was heavy, pressing down on their shoulders and clouding their confidence. They began to hide their true self, dimming the very light that made them unique, afraid of being judged or rejected. Alex's world was not without moments of hope. There were small sparks, an encouraging word from a mentor, a fleeting compliment from a friend, or a brief moment when someone truly appreciated their effort. But these moments were rare, often overshadowed by the more frequent doubts and criticisms. Deep down, Alex knew they had potential. They dreamed of showing the world what they could do, but fear held them back. The fear of failure, the fear of being laughed at, and the fear of not being accepted made them hesitant to step forward. Despite this, Alex continued to try in small ways. They would write quietly in a notebook, sketch ideas that no one saw, or practice a skill late at night. Every small effort was a silent rebellion against the world that underestimated them. And yet, it was exhausting to constantly struggle for recognition, to constantly wonder if their work mattered. Alex began to feel invisible, stuck in a cycle where effort seemed meaningless unless others noticed it. This part of Alex's life set the stage for a journey that would soon change everything. The audience begins to feel the weight of their struggle, empathizing with the quiet pain of being unseen and undervalued. The story builds tension through these everyday moments of subtle rejection and self-doubt, making the eventual transformation even more powerful. By the end of this section, viewers are drawn into Alex's inner world, understanding the conflict between their hidden talents and the external pressures that attempt to suppress them. The question lingers in the air: how can someone like Alex finally embrace their true value and let their light shine? Something inside Alex started to change one quiet evening. After weeks of doubt and feeling invisible, they stumbled upon a small opportunity, a chance to present an idea they had been quietly developing. It was just a simple project, nothing grand, but for the first time, Alex decided to do it not for anyone else, but for themselves. The thought of sharing something that was genuinely theirs, without worrying about judgment, sparked a feeling they had almost forgotten: hope. With a mixture of nervousness and excitement, they prepared carefully, polishing every detail, letting their creativity flow freely without restraint. When the day came, Alex presented their idea. At first, there was silence. A few people seemed skeptical, but as they spoke, a subtle shift began to happen. People started noticing the thoughtfulness, the effort, and the originality of their work. A colleague who had once dismissed Alex's ideas nodded with genuine appreciation. The mentor who had quietly believed in them smiled warmly, saying a simple sentence that stuck with Alex forever: "I always knew you had this in you." That short acknowledgement lit a fire inside Alex, showing them that their value was real and not dependent on constant validation. Alex realized that self-worth cannot be measured by the opinions of others. Every effort, every small step taken in the right direction, mattered because it came from a place of honesty and dedication. They began to understand that the fear of judgment had been the only barrier between them and their potential. Slowly, Alex grew more confident, taking small but deliberate steps to showcase their talents. They started volunteering for projects, sharing their work publicly, and even mentoring others quietly, passing on the encouragement they themselves had received. Each action built their self-esteem and inspired others around them. The transformation was not sudden, it was gradual and deeply personal. Alex still faced doubts and occasional setbacks, but the difference was now internal. They no longer measured their worth by applause or recognition. Instead, every small victory, every lesson learned, and every attempt to push forward became a source of pride. The audience can feel a sense of relief and inspiration as Alex takes control of their life, embracing their true light and refusing to let anyone dim it. By the end of this story, the moral becomes clear and powerful. Life may challenge us, people may underestimate us, and sometimes we may even doubt ourselves. But our value is inherent, it is not given by others. Alex's journey shows that self-belief, patience, and consistent effort can reveal our true potential. When we embrace our talents and strengths, no external force can dim our light. The story closes on a note of hope and motivation, encouraging viewers to recognize their own abilities, take action despite fear, and shine in their unique way. The message is simple yet life-changing: never let anyone make you feel small, because your light matters, and it is meant to shine.